I want you all to feel these awesome vibes. Thank you so much for coming. I'm Jodie, Giesz-Ramsay. I have been here at Cannabis Culture with our amazing team. 21 years for myself, but this place has 31 years of history. And many of you here today are from many years ago. People like Dana Larson and others who have been working since before I even smoked pot for the first time. You know, we have true legends who are also not with us anymore, like our dear marijuana man, Greg Williams, and so many others who have given their lives to legalization and have done everything they can to make a change. Because prohibition hurts people, stigma hurts people, this plant saves lives, and it's not right that it's restricted and stigmatized and that people are punished for it to this day. We have a lot to celebrate. It's legal. Yes, thank you very much. Very welcome. Everybody who's involved to it. A lot of people marched in the streets. A lot of people showed up at 420. A lot of people ran for office and wrote members of parliament and wrote letters to newspaper and advocated in every way they could, putting themselves in danger, growing the plant when it was illegal and risky to do so because they knew that it was medicine in people's hands and they knew that it was enlightenment and peace for all people who use it. And those people took risks, and people who opened stores took risks, and people got arrested and went to jail, and they went to court, and they fought the government, dragging them tooth and nail to make sure that prohibition ends, and we made it happen in a flawed form, but we made it happen. And now we have, and for myself and many others, seeing the culture get lost, seeing it become so boring and bland and money-driven and greedy and all the opportunists moving in and everybody just taking advantage of this beautiful plant while the people who love it and live with it and care for it were pushed aside. And now we're back. They're still here. I personally started a legalization journey when I bought legal weed for the first time. It was at Avenue, and it was this gentleman here who helped me out. But I was trying my hardest to buy something that was craft or local or legit, not some factory farm corporate weed shipped in from another province. I wanted to support the legacy people who did what they could to go legal like they were told to do and who are struggling every day to survive. And I wanted to support them. And I accidentally bought a bag of tweed weed. I was kind of disappointed. The local craft people, okay, I guess whatever. But how do we help consumers find good cannabis? Not just good quality cannabis, because people do that without putting a brand on it every day. But how do we help people shop legally and ethically in a way that supports the farmers who deserve it, supports the people who have gone through the hard work and need to stay alive and survive in this legal era? We're well into legalization, and there are good people out there doing great things, and we need to support them in the stores and in the farms and in the advocacy organization. Cannabis Culture's history was always about selling a product to fund change. And now we're here to launch legal cannabis sold in a Cannabis Culture bag. I should have it in my hand right now, but as you can take a look around. But this bag is highlighting 3 incredible farms that we chose for our initial launch. You have Sweetgrass, Salt Spring Magi Cannabis, and Seastone Farms. And these are people who have done so much great work to make sure that they get good quality cannabis in the hands of people. And they're struggling to stay afloat against all of the forces against them. So let's help consumers find amazing cannabis. This is a 6-gram bag, 2 grams of each flower, so you can smell it like the old dispensary days. Tell the difference between them all. And we're going to use part of the proceeds to support FAIR Cannabis. Because what gave me hope again with legalization was seeing that some regulations were changing. Some changes were happening. Some people were having an impact. But it's hard for us to focus all that energy into some form of activism. We're not marching. We're not 420 rallying. How do you make an impact? Well, FAIR Cannabis is a nonpartisan, one-stop shop activism resource hub. Whatever your issue is, there will be an action page for it. Taxes, medical, lounges, advertising, bags, go on and on. There is an issue for everyone. Banking, criminal records. Like me, I'd like to get rid of that someday. So we have things we can fix. And every day in the stores, people are saying, I care, I want to make a difference. These taxes are crazy, these packages are crazy. And everyone says, yeah, contact your member of parliament. and then you carry on with your day because there's a lot of lives to lead. But what if at every store there was a sign with a QR code and a website where you could tell them, quick, scan that. You can sign a petition on that issue you're talking about, and you can send an email to every member of Parliament and the Senate at 2 minutes. I'll ring you up, go do that, let's make a difference. We can make legalization better together. I strongly believe that. The passion is there. Look at this community that's here today, old and new, and they care and they want to make a difference. And Cannabis Culture, as a media group, as a magazine, as a news network, as a political hub, as a retail store, and a lounge, and on and on, we have a brand that is recognized worldwide. And we believe that making cannabis legalization fair, with fair and inclusive regulations, making sure we get rid of the stigma, making sure people support the good farms and stores that deserve it, we can have an impact and we can make legalization something that we envisioned in our dreams. So thank you for coming out today, because this is the first launch. We're doing direct delivery. You can scan the QR code, you can get in touch with us. We're hoping to get into as many stores as possible to highlight the finest retailers who choose to focus on the farms that really need people to know who they are. And I'm very hopeful that we'll be able to get more organizations joining FAIR Cannabis, whether it's a big one or a small one. You know, Cannabis Amnesty was an organization I founded, and Aurora Cannabis gave them $50,000 to do an awareness campaign, leading to a bill being passed in Parliament to provide pardons for simple possession. That became real because of corporate cannabis donating. Well, why don't we just get big corporate and everyone else to donate to the issues that matter, that do benefit us all, like getting rid of these insane taxes? We should have an industry that doesn't shun anyone and use our power for good. And another example of how selling weed can make an impact, Toba Grown in Manitoba. For many years, the government said, you're not growing weed, even though it's legal. And Toba Grown sold weed in bags and donated $50,000 to a court case to drag the government to court to argue for the right to grow. And they didn't win the first time, and they tried to file an appeal, but then they got a great premier who was on board and said, let's just change this, and now they've changed the law. And you can grow in Manitoba. And they did that by selling weed. And they keep selling weed and donating to charities and great causes like women's shelters and food banks. Why can't the cannabis industry do that? Why can't we take the power of all the great people doing incredible things and unite them and be a strong movement once again? I believe it can happen, and with 31 years of history behind us and hopefully many, many more to come, I hope to continue highlighting the finest people, the finest plants, the finest businesses and organizations who really believe in this, and that we are connected to the cannabis plant, and they're never going to make it illegal again. We won that much, let's just make it better together. Yeah.
1 sec. Yeah. Just about CSP, and we're trying to give CSP a lot of love on FAIR Cannabis and stuff. So Neil Magnuson, the founder of CSP.
CSP van got busted again today.
Oh wow.
Yes, yeah, they towed it again.
Wow, no way, man.
Once again, we're trying to help people save lives.
So brutal.
It's been impounded. I'll put it in town yard tomorrow and get it all out. And yeah, there'll be some more charges and stuff like that. So Neil, he started that 8 years ago, and he's been saving people. And past year, his son's been running it. So it's really good that he's doing that. And he's continuing to work. CSP in Vancouver, Newton, Surrey, Langley, Mission, and the East Coast. So it's definitely growing. If you want to be able to save somebody's lives with cannabis, try running with CSP.
Awesome. Thanks, Glenn. Appreciate that. And what about your show on Pod TV? You got your, every week, man.
Every week, 4 o'clock, and Tuesdays at 4 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
10,000 views a week. We tell policy and cannabis stories of how it's helping health or addiction or anything that's been possible.
Awesome.
Legal stuff too. So.
Yep, and there's Landlord. Say hi to Pod TV, Landlord. We love you, man. Right here.
Jeremiah's my brother from a broken arrow.
Love you too, brother. Awesome, Glenn. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Hello, Maria.
Talk to you later.
Good to see you. So good to see you. Johnny B, you got to say hi to Pod TV.
Pod TV, hi.
And Maria's there too. Yeah.
The thing about Pod TV is we've always been high. We've
Always.
been here since, I don't know, 2010 or something.
Yeah. No, 2000, brother. The year Pod TV started in the year 2000. Yeah. But Johnny's been on Pod TV for more than 10, 15, how many years? Since the beginning. Yeah, you were on Pod TV before we started it. Yeah.
And I keep growing with the industry.
Yeah, brother. Yes, sir. There's Jodie. Awesome. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Awesome. Very cool. We love you, Johnny. Peace. Awesome. Scotty boy, Pod TV. There's Carly Marley. All right, guys. I can't leave the music on because of copyright issues. That's why I'm turning the sound off. But we'll check back in with you guys in a little bit. Okay, Pod TV, I'm going to shut the feed down now. We're just having our little party here. We may check in a little bit later here. This is the bag. Get this at your local cannabis shop, your legal cannabis shop. Cannabis Culture's first legal weed. We love you guys out there in Pod TV land. Peace.